Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Clark Network. This is the Ryan A. Clark Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I want to say thank you for those who've reached out, commented, and gave advice in regards to the channel. I'm definitely taking those thoughts and working on things to get better as well. Please continue to share, and I appreciate that a lot. In this video, oh sorry, before I go forward, I just wanted to also highlight that I am on social media more. The Clark Network is on Instagram, the Clark Network 1734, and TikTok, the Clark Network 17. So please, please follow me on there. Same things apply there. I'm gonna comment, share, and thank you all again for that. Um, in this video, I want to talk about. I know before I did I'm going into the All-Star break, players and that I was looking at and some who impressed and some who I think should do better. In this video, I want to talk about teams. I'm going into the second half of the break, second half of the season. I'm coming down to the, teams starting to get serious, ready for the playoffs and things like that. So I wanted to highlight some teams who I think should do better and who I think who I'm expecting a good run from and just showing some more improvement going forward. I want to start off with the East. Of course, I want to talk about the number one seed Pistons. I like their growth so far, and I'm curious to see how far they get this year. They made a good. They've been making great leaps. From being at the bottom to getting up into the top five of the East last year, and now at number one. I want to see them win a playoff series. I think that's the next step for them. I definitely want to see them win, and I say Eastern Conference Finals would be a big positive for them. But I definitely want to see them. I want to see them actually make the next leap of winning the series, and I'm interested to seeing how that's going to happen and who they draw. So I want to start off with the Pistons on that one, and another Eastern Conference team that I would like to see, Cleveland, with the pickup of James Harden. I want to see if that gets them over the hump of I don't want to say falling out, not living up to expectations when it comes to the playoffs. Because Cleveland's had some great seasons. Like last year, they're number one seed and lost to Indiana, and I think that was a bad look. Getting Harden this year, I think they have on paper to make a run at the Eastern Conference Finals and possibly Finals. So I do want to see them actually get there. I think a first or second round exit is not good enough. I do think they should get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But we'll see how that goes. And I definitely want to see. I want to see improvement. I want to see chemistry. I want to see a buildup of Allen and Mobley from Harden. And I think, of course, that's going to happen. But I just want to see that dynamic and see how they improve and how they can get into that upper echelon of Boston, New York, and Detroit, just to see if they can get over the hump of finally getting to an Eastern Conference Finals without LeBron. And just growing as a franchise. And of course, the rumors are swirling about him coming back next year, but just leave that to next year. I think right now they do have what's good enough on paper to, similar to Detroit, get to the conference finals. I think it could happen. I wouldn't put them again. I wouldn't put them out easily against any of the top three teams. I think they can hang with anyone. It's just you know if they can get it done finally and getting over the hump. Um, I would say another Eastern Conference team that I'm looking at is my Sixers. Um, no, I think they're going to finish in the top six, so I don't think they'll be in the play-in. But I do want to see, the obvious elephant in the room. I want to see them get out of the second round. Obviously, man, I think they're another team similar to Cleveland, where I think they have the pieces to do it. I think it ultimately comes down to Embiid's health. If Embiid can be what he's been right before the All-Star break, the last 20 games, they should get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But again, it's Sixers fans, we know this. When's it gonna happen? When's he gonna get hurt? When's it gonna That's usually what we know. So I'm really hoping that it doesn't happen this year. I hope that we can get over the hump of the second round. Max, he's definitely shown that he's the leader of the team. And he's definitely been carrying the load most, for the first half of the season. So I think his growth has been great, and I still think he should continue to grow, putting on great playoff performances. I think that'll grow. I'm looking to see what happens with Edgecombe and how team will be with Paul George coming back. I think his defense has definitely helped, but it's a setback. That it's a setback for sure because we to get over that hump of the second round, you're gonna need Paul George to contribute. I don't want to say be a certain Paul George, but he has to contribute in a big way. He can't not do that to get this team over the hump. But I think the Sixers have the depth. It's just I think the biggest factor, of course, is Embiid's health. And I'm a little skeptical on Nick Nurse also. Um, I don't really see him adjusting much, but we will see as the season goes on in the second half. As far as teams around the play-in, who I'd like to see get better, uh, I want to see Orlando and Charlotte make it. I'll be honest. I do want to see them crack the playoffs and get in. I think Orlando has. To me, they've underachieved a little bit, but I do want to see Paolo and Wagner take that next step of they're still knocking on the door of growing. So, but I still, you got to go through the losses. So that's I don't want to see them back in the playoffs and keeping Orlando relevant. And I would like to see them continue to grow. They took the last year loss, and I don't think they've improved from it. But I think they're still hovering around with the young stars to still be relevant. And if they can make that next leap, so be it. But I definitely think it's interesting that the Pistons passed them. When, like I said, the Pistons were at the bottom of the league. They were a joke. They lost 27 games in a row at one point. So I don't. It's really interesting to see how things have changed so fast. And Charlotte, I've said enough how much I like their young core, and I think that they're finally starting to turn things around. I know the recent video of Lamelo surfaced, and hopefully that doesn't affect them too much. But I do like what they've built, and I would like to see them in the playoffs. Even if it's a first round exit, it's turning the corner, and it's a step in the right direction for the young Charlotte team, who I think next season might surprise some people if they do good in free agency or draft. I think they'll surprise some people. I'm looking forward to seeing those teams out the East. Out West, I want to see who can dethrone OKC. I really want to see the Spurs take that step. I know it's a big leap because they haven't been really showing it and they haven't really been in the playoffs for Wemby yet. But the way this team has looked, I think they should at least get out the first round. I mean, I don't think that's much. I would like to see them get out the first round. And I know some people are thinking they can get to the finals. I'm not totally there yet. Like I said, excuse me, it's a process. You got to take some L's along the way. So I would like to see from them. I think at best the Western Conference Finals and taking OKC to maybe six. I think that would be the best season for them. And I'm really curious to see how guys like Castle and Wemby do in the playoffs when everything is intense and everything is there. I mean, we've seen Wemby in the gold medal game, and he's still Wemby, but I'm interested in seeing like the Spurs really show as they're a new power and relevant team in the West. I really want to see that. Another team out west that I want to see improve a bit. I would say the Timberwolves. I would like to see that they've been to a couple Western Conference Finals already. They got the new, not new, but they got the young star Ant Edwards. So I really want to see what they do. I do think they can get out the first round, and I'm interested in seeing how far they can go. And I'm interested also to see what moves will they make going into next season. Because you can't waste this young talent, and he's gotten you to two Western Conference Finals already. So I think maybe them losing in the first or second round this year will motivate them to possibly go all in on Giannis. And being that he wants to go there or play with Ant Edwards, I think it's definitely rumblings of that. So I'm interested in seeing how good the Timberwolves do. Uh, Lakers, I do want to see the Lakers win. I don't think they're gonna get far. I do think they're a second round exit. But I'm interested to seeing Luca and LeBron in the playoffs. Uh, it's a tough because I like the Lakers, honestly. It's just that for some reason, just the chemistry doesn't seem like it don't seem there. And of course, they have no defense whatsoever, which is definitely gonna be a big problem. But that's another team I want to see improve in the West. It's it's tough. It's tough to watch them kind of go at each other a little bit because it just seems like LeBron is kind of getting at them on social media and on his own podcast. But I think that kind of comes with the LeBron experience, so it's tough to deal with. But I want to see Redick and I want to see Luca in the playoffs and get out the first round. I do want to see that. And as far as those in the play-in, mm, I kind of think they're set. Honestly, I mean, I would like to see the Clippers get out of it because Kawhi's been absolutely balling. So I kind of do want to see Kawhi get out of that. But ultimately, they don't really got enough to even challenge anyone. So that's kind of why for those at the bottom of the West in the play-in. Uh, I don't really see much coming from that, unfortunately. Those teams really don't. They're not really interesting me right now. Does that make sense? I like Portland. I like their young core. I keep saying that enough, but you know, I would like to see Portland in the playoffs. Now I'm thinking at it, I would like to see them in the playoffs. I would like to see them maybe take a team to 6 games. If they can get OKC and take them to 6 games, I think that would be a win for them. So yeah, I would say Clippers in Portland. I think maybe if them two get out the play-in, I could see that. I can see that being a successful season, especially for the Clippers, getting rid of your team and still making the playoffs. That would say a lot for Kawhi. But I I definitely would like to see more Portland. I would like to see more Portland and see how they handle the playoff success. Given what they went through with Chauncey and their top guys being out and going into next season with Dame. I kind of like what they're building. Richard, Ajiva, Klingon. Sorry if I can't get these names right, but I do like what they're building. I do like what they're building. Um, Teams I would like to see get better out of the East and West. Um, honestly, honestly, I can't pinpoint either on either side because given the recent injuries that's been going out, it looks like people are preparing to tank, and that's very unfortunate. And I think that's a problem that Adam Silver is going to have to deal with. But I'm thinking I was going to mention the Jazz, but I just realized that JJJ's out. They sitting him down for the season, so you're not really going to see the full Jazz. But okay, I'll throw the Jazz in there. So I would like to see a little more from Ace Bailey that I said in the previous video. So I would like to see better from them. It's unfortunate that they played the tanking game, sitting their guys, and that's what kind of got me weary on saying them. But just to say a team, I would say Utah, just to see their young pieces get better and things like that. Mm, on the east side, uh, I wanted to say Washington, but same thing. It's like I was kind of just saying, like they're not putting their full guys out there. I don't think Young's coming back. AD's not coming back. I would like to see more out of Johnson and Sarr. So I guess I'll go Washington on that end. The Nets, I think, are playing good, but MPJ Porter Jr. Sorry, I think he's been in and out so much. It's kind of hard to get consistent. The Bucks, Giannis isn't coming back, so the bottom of the team, the bottoms on both conferences are kind of playing the tankathon game. I just saw the Kings they shut down Levine and Sabonis, so it's really really unfortunate what they're doing because it's only February and you're pretty much telling your fans that we're trying to lose games for a pick. Um, I I was also thinking about the Mavs, but of course, they're not trying to win. And I mean, just for Cooper Flag's sake, it'd be nice to watch him. But yeah, I guess I'll say Dallas too. And they just announced Kyrie's not coming back. So that's what I'm saying. So just like, man, y'all just keep. It's like, who? How do you want to look forward to what's coming next year if you're not really showcasing who y'all even got? And that's the unfortunate part about it. So I apologize that I don't want to go out on a limb picking a team because everybody's shutting down. Dallas, Sacramento, Utah, Washington, they're all shutting down. So it's just like, who can you, for those who like watching it, how can you even really want to watch them when it's getting shut down? Even Memphis, I think Job's about to be shut down for the season. So it's like, what do you look forward to? Granted, yes, your team's not good, but for those who are diehard dedicated to their teams, it's something to look for. Like just kind of going back on, I'm a Sixers fan, so I watched the process. I used to watch guys like Michael Carter Williams and Nerlens Noel, thinking, oh, they could turn it around. It's true. I used to watch those teams. I used to think about him like, hey, I think, all right, okay, we could do a little something. Nose the wasn't too bad. Michael Carter Williams is triple double machine. You used to try and give yourself some hope. And of course, it might not have ever came, but it was still something to try and give the fans hope. And hopefully the tanking situation does change. Please let me know the teams you guys have. Let me know who you expect better from, who you think are championship contenders. Let me know. Please let me know. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good one.